Welcome back to the Deep Dive, ready for a whirlwind tour of film and television industry news. We're talking all the big stories from Friday, January 17th, 2025.
Sounds exciting. What do we got? Awards, box office, streaming?
Oh, we've got it all. Awards buzz, global film insights, even a peek into how AI might be shaking things up.
AI, huh? Okay, I'm intrigued. Let's dive in.
Let's start with the awards. The Writers Guild Awards nominations just came out, and there are some interesting contenders. Hitman, my old ass.
Haven't seen those yet.
Me neither. What have you heard?
Well, I've heard Hitman is this really sharp action comedy, and My Old Ass is supposed to be a more, heartwarming dramedy.
Awards season always seems to have some kind of unpredictable event. This year, the wildfires in Los Angeles.
Yeah, those fires have really thrown a wrench in things, caused some delays.
Right, some uncertainty, but things seem to be getting back on track.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Definitely. Okay, let's go global for a minute. Film Independent is launching a residency program for Ukrainian filmmakers at the Win East Meets West event in Italy. 16 filmmakers are going to be getting mentorship, developing projects. There's 533 days separated by the bridge. Another one, reconstruction.
What I find really powerful about this initiative is that it's not just about financial support. It's about giving these filmmakers a platform, to connect, collaborate, share their stories with the world.
It's incredible. And speaking of support for the film industry, the Czech Republic is making some big moves. They've rebranded their film fund, calling it the Audiovisual Fund. They're expanding their focus, think series, animation, video games.
Wow, they're really branching out.
Right. And on top of that, they've sweetened the deal with a 25% production rebate. And even more for, non-live action projects.
They're really going all in. And smart. Those sectors are booming.
Now, let's talk about something that's generating a lot of buzz. AI.
Yeah, AI. It's not science fiction anymore.
Exactly. And it's starting to impact how content is created and consumed. That Future TV in 2030 report. They predict that AI-driven tools are going to play a major role in production.
Imagine software that can, automate editing, color correction, even generate visual effects.
That's amazing. And maybe a little scary for some people.
Yeah, there are definitely concerns about the impact on the workforce. People worry about their jobs.
Of course.
But a lot of experts believe that AI will also create new opportunities, new roles within the industry.
It's all about adapting and learning new skills, right?
Right. Upskilling is key. Speaking of AI and its impact, there's this report that suggests programs like Runway are about to revolutionize the visual effects world.
Runway?
Yeah, it uses generative AI to create these stunning visuals and effects. It could really reduce the time and cost associated with VFX.
And VFX is typically a very resource-intensive process.
Exactly. So this could be a game changer for filmmakers. It's a win-win for everyone, except maybe
Some VFX artists.
You got it. It's important to think about that impact, the global VFX workforce. Will these advancements lead to job displacement, or will they create new opportunities for artists with different skill sets?
Definitely something to keep an eye on. Now let's talk content. Prime Video is premiering a new thriller, Sebastian Fitzek's Der Heimweg, also known as The Calendar Killer.
I've heard of that one. It's about this telephone support volunteer, right? Gets a call from a woman being stalked by a serial killer.
Yeah. And it explores the theme of domestic violence, too. Adds a layer of social commentary to the suspense.
Every streaming service seems to be churning out new content these days.
Absolutely. And speaking of new content, get ready for a more mature EXO kiddie experience with Season 2 coming out on Netflix.
Kitty's all grown up, huh?
That's right. And over in the UK, BBC Alba is making history with Anne Tylian, their first high-end Gaelic drama.
Wow. What's it about?
It's a crime thriller set on a remote Scottish island. And Tylian actually means the island.
A crime thriller in Gaelic. That's really cool.
And a big commitment, too. They're spending £1 million per episode.
Wow, that's serious investment. Good for them.
But not everything is rosy in the UK television landscape. The Traitors, that reality show, it's facing some criticism.
Oh, yeah. What for?
They're not meeting diversity quotas in Scotland's production sector.
Ah, I see. It raises some important questions about representation, both in front of and behind the camera.
Absolutely. Now, some executive moves are shaking things up a bit.
Yeah.
Johann Hellman is the new managing director of Fremantle, Mexico.
That's a big role.
It is. And Mark Ford, the guy behind Laguna Beach and behind the music, he's the chief creative officer at Blink 49 Studios now.
Really? That's interesting. I wonder what he's got planned.
I guess we'll have to wait and see. There seems to be a new deal or acquisition every day.
It really highlights how global the entertainment industry has become. It's interconnected, it's fast-paced, content is traveling across borders more fluidly than ever before.
It's exciting to watch. And speaking of crossing borders, let's talk festivals. The Berlin Film Festival, always a highlight. And this year's Panorama section. Sounds intriguing.
This year, it seems like they're focusing on films tackling those complex social issues.
Oh, like what?
Well, there's a documentary. It's about the failings of the health system in, like, a major European city.
Yeah.
And then there's this dark comedy exploring, the rise of populism and democratic instability.
Sounds intense. And Sundance is doing something pretty radical this year.
What's that?
Park City. It's going car-free for the whole festival.
Wow, that's a bold move. I wonder how that's going to work out.
Right. It could be amazing, though. Imagine Sundance without all the traffic.
Yeah, without that constant hum of cars, the struggle to find parking, it could be a much more, relaxed atmosphere.
Pedestrian-friendly.
Exactly. Encourage people to, explore the town on foot.
It's a great example of how big events like Sundance can embrace sustainability.
Absolutely. Prioritize, the well-being of the attendees and the community.
Now let's talk some development news. Outlander fans, get excited. A prequel series is in the works. Outlander, Blood of My Blood.
Oh, I've heard about this. It's focusing on Jamie Fraser's parents' love story.
That's right. And here's a fun fact. The Australian comedy Here Come the Habibs, it's getting a Mexican adaptation.
Really? That's interesting. It shows how stories can, resonate across cultures.
Absolutely. And over at the BBC, they're adding 2 new factual crime series to their daytime lineup, Backseat Cops and Doorbell Detectives.
Okay, those sound interesting. Tell me more.
Well, Backseat Cops, it takes viewers on those ride-alongs with police officers. And Doorbell Detectives, it uses footage from, doorbell cameras to piece together the stories behind real-life crimes.
It's crazy how technology is changing the way we, investigate and solve crimes these days.
Right. And speaking of true crime, reality TV star Zara McDermott is going to Thailand for a new documentary series. It's for BBC 3.
Oh, what's she going to be exploring in Thailand?
Well, it's going to be about the darker side of Thailand's popularity, among young British travelers.
That sounds pretty heavy.
Yeah, she's going to be investigating issues like exploitation, drug use, and that kind of, allure of that carefree lifestyle that can sometimes mask hidden dangers.
I see. And speaking of using their platform for a good cause, Jamie Oliver is doing a new documentary for Channel 4. He's shining a light on dyslexia.
Oh, wow. That's great.
Yeah, and he's dyslexic himself, He's going to be sharing his personal experiences and exploring the challenges that dyslexic children and adults face.
It's great to see him using his platform like that.
Absolutely. Raising awareness and advocating for, better understanding and support.
Now for some casting news. Scream 7. Joel McHale is joining the cast. He's going to be Sidney Prescott's husband.
Wow. I wonder what that means for the storyline.
Me too. Let's talk deals and acquisitions. OGM Universe's drama, Lost in Love.
Yeah, what about it?
It's continuing its international success. New licensing deals in Romania, North Macedonia, Albania, Israel, Spain.
And beyond.
Wow, that's amazing.
It really shows you the power of strong storytelling. It can transcend cultural boundaries.
Absolutely. Elaine Garatti's dark comedy, Zizracordia, that's getting a U.S. release. And Adam McKay's short film, Aline. It's generating some Oscar buzz.
Nice.
Yeah, it's always fantastic to see independent films getting that recognition. Misericordia, it offers this really provocative exploration of queer desire and small-town dynamics. And Aline, it tackles that really timely issue of immigration in the U.S.
Powerful stuff. Benicia Wrights is getting into interactive gaming.
Oh, really? How so?
They're partnering with Fusebox Games.
To create what?
To create games based on Big Boss and Big Brother.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a smart move. They're recognizing how audiences engage with content these days, right?
Absolutely. It's all about offering those interactive experiences, expanding the reach of those popular reality shows. And Italian audiences are about to get a taste of Colombian drama. Le Leggi del Cuore. It's premiering on RAI too.
I wonder how it'll do over there.
Right. And then they're so fast, they're launching a new plant-based lifestyle channel.
What's it called?
Unchained TV.
Unchained TV. Catchy.
Yeah. It's a dedicated platform for content that promotes, a compassionate and environmentally conscious lifestyle.
There's definitely a growing interest in that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And in the UK, VJC Media and Labrie Consulting are teaming up. They're creating the growth partners.
What's that?
They're offering guidance to TV and film companies that are seeking growth or investment.
Oh, that's a great idea. There are so many smaller companies that could really benefit from that kind of support.
Absolutely. Carey Mulligan and Tim Key are doing a new comedy together, The Ballad of Wallace Island. It's going to premiere at Sundance.
Nice. I love them both.
Me too. And Volin, you know that fantasy series based on Lauren Cates' novels?
Yeah, I remember those books.
It has secured global distribution deals.
It's a classic story, right? Forbidden love and supernatural intrigue. It could be a big hit.
For sure. And Schnitzel fans, mark your calendars. The prequel, Kugel, will premiere globally on IZZY in February.
Cool. Is that like a food?
Yeah, it's a Jewish casserole dish.
Yeah.
But in this context, it's the name of the prequel.
Okay, got it. I'm sure fans of Schnitzel will love it.
Film Constellation is bringing Paradise to France. It's a transatlantic drama thriller, collaboration between filmmakers from Quebec and Ghana.
That's interesting. What's it about?
It tells the story of a father and son. They're reunited after years of separation.
That sounds pretty powerful.
Yeah, it explores family, identity, those complexities of cross-cultural relationship.
Oh, I see. And Tales from the Magic Garden. It's a stop-motion animation film. It's going to premiere at the Berlin International Film Festival.
Oh, nice. Stop motion's always so cool.
Yeah, it's a magical art form. And then there's this new sci-fi thriller. It's going to be on Netflix.
Starring
Greta Lee and Wagner Moura. It's called 11117.
I'll have to check that out.
It's directed by Louis Leterrier. He did, The Transporter and Clash of the Titans.
Oh, so it's probably action-packed.
Most likely. And Belmont Cameli, he was in the Saved by the Bell reboot.
Yeah, I remember
He just signed with Gersh for representation.
Good for him.
Oh.
And Fintan McGuire has launched a new production company.
Oh. What's it called?
High Rock Media.
Yeah.
And they already have commissions from Channel 4 and Channel 5.
Wow. That's impressive.
It is. And for some sweet renewal news, Harry Potter. Wizards of Baking.
Wait, that's a real show.
It is. And it's been renewed for a second season on Food Network.
No way.
Yeah. And you fans, listen up.
What about you?
The final season premieres on Netflix on April 24th.
Finally. It feels like we've been waiting forever.
I know, right? We covered a lot today. Award shows, festivals, AI, international collaborations. It feels like the entertainment industry is constantly evolving.
It really is. It's such a dynamic time to be following the industry. There's so much innovation. It's really fascinating to see how, technology and globalization are shaping the future of entertainment.
Of everything we talked about today, what stood out to you?
Honestly, I think the growing influence of AI is something to really pay attention to. It has so much potential to revolutionize how we make films and TV, from pre-production all the way to post.
It's pretty mind-blowing, all the possibilities AI might unlock creatively.
Right. But we also can't forget about the potential impact, on the workforce and the way we tell stories.
Absolutely. It's a powerful tool. It can be used for good or for bad.
Exactly. And, I was really heartened by that news about Film Independence Residency program, the one for Ukrainian filmmakers.
Yeah, that was a great story.
It's such a wonderful example of, the industry coming together, supporting artists in need, amplifying marginalized voices.
It's a good reminder that even in the midst of, global conflict, creativity can still offer hope and resilience.
It really can. And so much of what we talked about today really points to, the increasingly global nature of the entertainment industry. Content flowing across borders, collaborations between filmmakers from different countries.
Yeah, it's amazing. And it's giving rise to so many new voices and perspectives. Audiences get to experience stories from cultures that are different from their own.
Exactly. And those streaming platforms, they play a huge role in all of this. They can reach audiences all over the world. So a film or show made in, say, Argentina can now find a global audience.
It's a game changer for independent filmmakers, smaller production companies. They might not have had those resources before, to distribute their work internationally.
So as we wrap up, it leaves me thinking, with all these changes happening, what does the future hold for the entertainment industry? What will storytelling look like in 5, 10, 20 years?
It's a great question. It's tough to predict, but I think it's safe to say that it'll be even more diverse, more global, and even more technologically driven.
And hopefully it'll continue to entertain, inspire, and connect people all over the world.
I hope so too. If any of our listeners want to learn more about the news we discussed today, you can check out the show notes for links to the full articles.
And keep exploring. The world of film and television is vast. There are so many amazing stories waiting to be discovered.
Until next time, happy watching.